Okay guys, welcome to your study guide for today. I'm just going to go through a few reminders here since I just basically threw this at you before you left yesterday. When you are doing these study guides, remember it's best to use your jam, go back, check your notes, see if there's anything that can help you as you're doing the study guide. Okay, so for these first couple, these are not compound inequalities. These are just, hey, solve this inequality. So if I was doing this one, I would add 2x here, right? And I'm going to get 5x minus 8 is less than 22, and then you guys can solve from there. So these first few, I'd say 1, 2, 3, and 4 are not compound inequalities. Those are just solve. Keep in mind with negative coefficients, flipping the sign, what have you. Okay, then we get down here to number 5 and 6, and these are the compound ones. Notice I have my red and blue pencils out here. So for number 5, I would put a little border around the first inequality, and then put a border around the second one, and then rewrite them just like I did in the notes. Okay, let me zoom in here a little bit. So I've got negative 5 is less than or equal to 2x plus 3, and then I've got 2x plus 3 is less than 11. Okay, because this is an and inequality, remember I'm going to have an inequality where the two join. Okay, and then over here I have an or, so that tells me that the arrows are going to go in opposite directions. Okay, and you don't have to do any borders around here because they're not connected. Correct. And then on the back here, we have a word problem, kind of like what we practiced. Okay, we've got Ernest working in the shipping department, loading and shipping crates with boxes. So imagine like a giant crate that is filled with smaller boxes, right? So let's see here, what would that be compared to? Kind of like, you know, when your parents buy paper towel rolls and it comes in one of those giant plastic wrapped thing, but then there's like individual wrapped paper towels inside. So it's similar to that, right? So like one thing holding like lots of other little small things. Okay, each empty crate weighs 150 pounds. Boxes weigh 35 pounds each. Write an inequality to determine the number of boxes Ernest can put in the crate if the total weight is to be no more than, there's our inequality verbiage there, no more than 850 pounds. Okay, so our variable is, x is going to be number of boxes. Right, so that's what we're trying to find, determine the number of boxes, so that's my missing information. So my inequality is going to be, I already know that the crate weighs 150 pounds, plus 35 pounds per box has to be less than or equal to 850 pounds. That's the no more than, right? So then, now that I have this, I'm going to solve it. I'm going to find my solution, right? So you're going to bring that equation down here, solve it. I've got my solution, and I've got my graph that I'm going to make. Then it says interpret your answer. So whatever you get here for your solution, what does that mean in reference to the scenario? So I don't have the solution right now. I haven't done this problem for a while. So once you get this number, take it back to the story and tell me what does that mean. And then it says explain your process used to solve the inequality and graph the solution. So this is again where you use the properties, like, okay, well, I used the distributive property. Obviously there's no distributive property up here, right? So that wouldn't be one of them, but you could tell me what was your first step, what was your second step, and so on. Okay, so this one's actually pretty easy. Just tell me what you did mathematically. So that's what you're doing today while you're at home. Tomorrow we will quickly go over the answers, and then you will take a quiz that is very similar, right? You guys, hopefully you know by now that I'm not out to trick you. Okay, thank you for doing this and coming to class prepared tomorrow, and I will see you then.